Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. Quick little voiceover for the first bit of this as we are changing the PTO selector seals. In the last video you'll have seen we did the brake cross shaft seals, and carrying on from that, while we have the oil out of the gearbox, we will be doing the PTO selector. Now this has been leaking for quite a while and it's a bit of a pain, so we're just having a little weigh up now whether we can change the seals in situ or whether we've got to take the selector housing off to do it. And it looks like we're going to be taking the selector housing off. Not a bad thing to be doing because we can have a look inside and see what the state of the gears are like and if there's any bits of metal in the bottom of the gearbox. All we need to do now is remove the lock wire from the selector fork retaining bolt and take the bolt out. This should let us withdraw the selector shaft. Taking the lock bolt out now, so the fork moves freely on the shaft. I think down in here is a detent ball and spring which locks the selector in the correct position on the shaft when you engage and disengage the PTO gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a punch in here and pull the shaft that way. Make sure I don't lose the detent ball and spring, and what I'll do is I'll give the shaft a good clean up, put a new seal in here, got the new seal here, and yeah, slide it all back on, and hopefully that'll be one soil leak. Where the detent fits in here, there's actually a groove, so you can actually slide this back in. I'm hoping that's what it's for anyway. I didn't see anything fly out, so hopefully I can just slide that back in, rotate it round, and then it will work in position like it should do. But I'm going to put this in the lathe now and just give us a quick clean up because we can see a little bit of light marks on it. Nothing major, but we've got it out, so we may as well clean it. So we can see now, just down in there, there is the little ball for the position stop on the selector shaft. So yeah, the slot should go over there nicely and then just twist it. But first off, we need to change the seal. I don't know if this is a steel guard or whether it's part of the seal, but we'll soon find out.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. The shot of love and the spark of laughter beam.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that put up a bit of a fight. So there was a conventional seal to hold the oil in, and then there was this steel seal which I'm guessing was a wiper seal. That was a nightmare to get out, but I've only got one seal, so I'm going to have a ring around and see if I can get another one so that I don't have to wait too long. But what I am going to do, so I don't lose the detent ball and spring, is put the first seal in and then slide the shaft back in so that it keeps the detent ball and spring in place. got myself some new seals for here now. So what I'm going to do is, because the original was the normal seal, which I do have, and then it was the steel seal, which was like the wiper seal. What I'm going to do is put this in the conventional way, and then I've got another one which I'm going to put in then as a wiper seal on top of it. So hopefully these will all just go in nice and easily, and we shouldn't really have too much problem. But you will probably fall when I start banging. So I'll bring you back when the seals are in anyway. So first one's going in first, conventional way, and then what I'm going to do, if there's enough room to get 3 in, I'll put 2 conventional and then 1 as a wiper seal. I'll knock that in first, and then we'll see how much space we got then to get any more in. So we might have to go 1 and 2, or we might be able to go 2 and 1. Got my 2 sealed in now. I'm going to go through it with the 2 conventional and the third one the other way sticking out as a wiper seal. So there's 2 oil seals to hold the oil in, and 1 oil seal to keep the crap off the shaft. 27mm impact socket fits lovely for this job. So yeah, get that one in, and then we'll get the selector shaft back in and see if we need to go and get some new lock wire, or we can reuse the bit that came off. So we've got the detent ball and spring in there still, which is what holds the gear selector in position. And now, I don't know whether I'm right or wrong for doing this, you can let me know in the comments, but because I've got the 3 seal set up, I've actually packed it out with grease. So what I'm hoping is it will reduce wear on here going forwards. I mean, it's done 64 years already, and it's polished up a treat in the lathe with some memory cloth on it, to be fair. So it hasn't done too bad at all in that respect. Right, okay, so that goes in that way. And then we'll put the selector fork on and take the bolt back out. Make sure you put the selector fork on the correct way, which I now don't know which was the correct way. Oh dear, I didn't really pay attention to that, did I? Let me go and check. So when I say I'm going to go and check, what I mean is when I look back through my footage. So we lined it up now. We've got the slot underneath for the ball and the tent spring. Put the fork on the correct way, which we just checked on the video. And we can just now give that a tap in to the correct position. And then using the punch, we can rotate it so that the tent spring is still in, the ball still in the groove, but we can now see the hole where this screws in. So when I took this out, there was only actually the lock wire that was keeping it in position, because the bolt itself was actually loose. So I'll go and get a spanner to fit that. We'll nip that up. So if anyone else has changed these seals over, let me know in the comments whether you fitted and installed all 3 seals. So you've got 2 controlling oil, 1 controlling wiping the contamination off, or whether you've just fitted 1 or whether you've just fitted 2. Like I say, let me know in the comments. It'll be interesting to know what people have been doing to, you know, seal their tractor up and do their rebuilds and keep things working. So we don't need to go mad on that. That's plenty tight enough. And then what we'll do, we'll put the lock wire through, lock wire around the back of the fork, and then that will stop the bolt head coming loose. Put my lock wire through there now, and I've done it so that if it tries to loosen, what it does, it tightens the lock wire, so that in theory it should never loosen, it should only stay as it is at worst case scenario. So yeah, a couple of twists on it here. Round the back it's out of the way. I'm not overly keen on reusing old lock wire, but it does seem quite supple and it doesn't feel like it's going to snap or anything. But when I do the gearbox oil change next, I might pull it off and put some new lock wire on it if I can find some the right thickness. If anyone knows where you can get any lock wire the right thickness, that'd be great. If not, I'll have to use some wire that's a bit thinner. Proper grease on the bolts because these bolts are blind holes. So they don't get any oil from the gearbox. My lovely new gasket. Beautiful. Slide the fork in. Hopefully you can't go too far wrong with that. Oh, go wrong with the bolt though. Oh yeah. There we go. That should be that. Should be on the gasket. And stops that falling over. We can see how clean that shaft has polished up now for the selector. But I'm guessing a big hand in front of the camera. Make sure the gasket's in place. Looks like there's been a bit of a leak here as well, so we're going to have to take that off because what we need to do is address the amount of wear in the PTO linkage. So that's a job not for today, but for another day. Yeah. But this does fix one leak and lets us put the oil back in for tonight. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing that selector. I need to find out what other jobs there are to do first, which take priority over this. But this is a good job done, so I'm really happy with that. Check them with a bar and then we're done. Minus that pin, but at the moment putting that pin in isn't really here nor there. But I do have it here to do. And because of the amount of wear in that, I don't think there's any need to bother really copper greasing it too much. But we can because we've got the grease out. There we go. Oh, there it is. The slippery, slidey copper grease. I don't think you can beat it, you know. Especially when you're not paying for it. I never said that. It'll kill me. They have a new split pin. No one got a new split pin. I'll go and hammer this straight and then I'll put that in then. But yeah, looking good.
Leaving on the next train, baby, I do believe. Come on.